Maybe we should get Dennis Miller in.
Okay.
And he'll do the news with us and stuff. We only have him for a few minutes. Bring in Dennis.
What's he up to?
I don't know what he's up to, but...
That he's on such a tight schedule.
What do Stuttering John and Dennis Miller have in common?
Stuttering John and Dennis Miller.
They both have no show.
Oh.
Joke going around the station. There he is. Look at him.
Hey.
Look at you.
Whoa.
Oh, he's so low key. It's ridiculous.
Look at this.
Hey, Dennis, how you doing?
Hi.
Hi, good seeing you. What's the matter with you?
How are you
What
guys?
happened? Hold it, Dennis.
What happened?
You set off something.
End of the world.
Hold on.
Hi, Jack.
You look like Grizzly Adams.
It's just a little beard.
You haven't been off work that long.
Where is that?
So
now?
Gary comes in during the commercials and says, "Boy, Dennis Miller's got some attitude." I
Oh,
go,
yeah?
I go, well, what happened? Gary's like pissed off that Dennis Miller doesn't recognize him.
Oh, dear.
Says,
Gary
"Dennis-"
has a problem. Gary has an attitude.
Yeah, and I go, Gary, you're the one with the attitude. I said, what? I mean, Dennis is pretty famous. And, I mean, I'm not saying
I'm
this.
sure he doesn't sit around thinking about Gary.
He goes, Dennis Miller calls up, I'm over in FAO Schwartz, and I'm looking for a Gary Del Abate. So Gary's positive that Dennis does remember him and just was like trying to put him down.
No, how do you say it?
Gary, who
Who knows?
Any name with an apostrophe.
I don't want to hurt his feelings.
Gary, you're out of your mind.
I think he's gotten incredibly sensitive since he got married.
Oh, I'd be upset if Dennis recognized Gary. I'd say, what's with Dennis that he recognizes
But
him?
that Gary should expect someone to know who he is.
He just goes, oh, he's full of attitude, man. The guy comes in and like doesn't even recognize me.
Hey, man.
And I'm like, well, he goes, and he's like real aloof, and he's not rapping to Gorilla. And Gorilla went in and said and Dennis Miller's real cold. And I'm going, Gorilla?
Get him out of the room.
Why is Gorilla in the room with Dennis Miller? No wonder it's hard to get guests. They stick Gorilla in there with the
There's
guests.
a torture chamber they have to go through before they get here.
What a goof.
Obstacle
I have
course.
that sort of way that, hi, good morning, can be misinterpreted.
You're very hostile.
Hi, good morning, how are you?
What are you doing here? What are you promoting?
Nothing.
You just came by to say hi?
Well, I figured I'd level my radio karma because I hadn't talked to you for years.
You know what's
and then I
interesting?
had a
You're
show
still
and I
working
talked
that
a couple
off?
of times, and now I don't have a show. And I think that
Well, I
you should
appreciate
go
you
on
coming.
when you don't when you don't have a show, because you always thought I was just calling you because I had a show.
You know what? You are a changed man.
In what
Because
regard?
Dennis had trouble getting guests on his show, now he feels compelled to be on every show. Not even, not
He'll
even if he's
never say
hey,
no.
he can never say no again because he said, "Hey,
I'm
what's with
I guess surrogate.
you cannot say no to guests now because you've been all over the newspapers
Yeah.
saying, hey, people wouldn't come on my show."
Yeah, but you know what? The thing that bothers me is that they attach to that now that, and I always preface that statement by saying that's not why my show's off the air. And now they put that on saying that I feel that's why I'm off the air. You know, there is a myriad of reasons my show isn't on the air. The culpability flow chart on that show's demise is like the genealogy of the kid on the porch in Deliverance. But the fact is, there was some.
But let's just say that because
I
you
did
were
have trouble.
upset,
I did have trouble with the Tonight Show.
you
so,
were
I was
upset
just
getting
frank
guests,
about it.
right? And now you are obliged to do every show.
Why do you think the Tonight Show went after the Dennis Miller
No,
show?
let me
Oh, I
explain
don't.
something.
No,
I
no,
want
I-
to explain something to Dennis. I've heard all of Dennis's comments. Let me
I
explain
didn't.
something.
I never said
No,
that.
I'm not saying this in a hostile way. You got to understand something. I just got to call it the way I see it. Now, here's the thing. You're upset. You like doing your show. I know that.
And you and Jay Leno were friends, right?
Right.
Yeah.
In fact, in a Playboy interview, Dennis Miller said about Jay Leno, this was many years ago.
6 months ago.
Right. Jay Leno taught me that you don't have to be an a-hole in show business. I met him in Pittsburgh, and his work ethic impressed me immensely. His normal approach to it. He's the nicest, straightest guy in the world. So that freed me up in a way. You had very nice things to say about
He
him.
was one of my best friends on the planet. If he came in here right now, we wouldn't even say hi to each other.
Really?
I
you know-
did try to get Jay. I called Jay and
Right.
asked him to come on the show via phone, and I was
Yeah.
going to try and patch up things, but Jay said no.
Well, in the interim 6 months, things can happen. Things can happen in a moment with people. But over these 6 month period,
Let me
things
say
happen.
something. I'm not here to defend Jay or anything. I'm just trying to tell you the way I see it.
I
Now
see-
I'm outside
you
the
did that
situation.
already.
No, okay, all right, right, okay. Here it is. Here's my beat on it, Robin. You've heard this already, but I'll repeat it.
I'll not listen.
Okay, please tune out. Okay. When you go into a talk show,
Yeah.
all right, first of all, a lot of you stand-up comedians aren't used to competitive situations. Really. You guys go on your club dates, and if you're a good comedian, they put you on and you play to an audience, and you're really not in a competitive situation.
Oh, wow.
You
Howard,
guys-
that's-
There's not a
that's so
choice of
wrong.
another comedian,
Right.
right next to you.
So the point is, You guys, for the first time...
I got to go on record as saying I disagree with the premise, because it was gladiator school.
No, it isn't. It's different. Being a broadcaster is different. You are in the market for immediate ratings. Okay? It is a different animal. It's completely different. I couldn't be a stand-up comic. I don't know anything about that. But I know what it is to be a broadcaster. And people who are comedians a lot of times come on and go, man, you're ruthless. What are you doing, man? You're putting down your competition. Why are you saying all those... I mean, it's either me or them. It's that simple. There's only so much audience to go around. I'm very blunt about it. It is a competitive business. Okay. But still, there's a certain code of honor and all that kind of thing. You know, I mean, some things you do and some things you don't.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
okay. All right. Okay, you agree with that.
Level of etiquette.
Right. So then you're analyzing why the Dennis Miller Show failed, okay? So one of the gripes that you have, just one of the reasons, is Jay Leno kept guests off of your show.
No, Howard, I never said that. I mean, I'll go ahead. You
am I wrong?
It's your show.
I'm wrong?
I just said I wouldn't talk to Jay.
Why?
There's a whole bunch of reasons, that being one of them that you just mentioned.
More than that?
Yeah, there are two ways to approach your competition with other people. And as you said, one of them involves a level of etiquette. Arsenio Hall, I don't know him that well, but he was always, and believe me, I'm not naive. Like you said, I know everybody wants to beat your ass.
Right.
He just did it, I thought he did it in a rather above-board manner.
Because let me tell you what happens. You have a publicist,
now,
right? No,
I know you're tapped enough into this business to know that you hear things about the Tonight Show. I just know you are.
But I am tapped into the business, but I'm saying, listen, like take me, right? You invited me on your show.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm of the approach when it comes to show business. I don't go on every show. You take a look at what's the highest rated shows, and you go on that.
Right.
That's the way you do it. You can't go on every radio show if you're out promoting. So you do as much as you can or what you think is worthwhile. And then at some point you say, hey, I'm getting a little overexposed or something like that. You know what I mean?
So nothing would enter into it for you as in a way of an aesthetic decision. It would be completely numbered.
No, part of it is aesthetic. I mean, like I go on the Letterman show because I think that's a cool show and stuff. But at the same point...
You just felt that you're more simpatico with Jay comedy-wise than the other shows.
No, I felt that, hey, that the Tonight Show had a certain prominence, and do a hit on there, and then get off. Don't go on every talk show.
Mm-hmm.
Go on every talk show, you become mundane, then no talk show wants you. So I think a lot of publicists would say, hey, I don't want to go on the Dennis Miller. I don't want my client to go on the Dennis Miller show because, not that I don't like Dennis Miller, but okay, the show's pulling about a 2 nationally. We don't... You know, the hardcore decision is, hey, I'll save myself for an Arsenio appearance. I'll save myself for a Jay Leno appearance.
Like I said, I understood all the pragmatic aspects
of this. And then you know
every show... didn't do it right.
And you know that every show always says, hey, wait a second. Johnny used to do it. Nobody got on Johnny's ass for it. I thought Johnny was the biggest a-hole in the business. I think Johnny really ruined a lot of people's lives and careers. I think he was very rude to Joan Rivers. Right? Joan Rivers is going to go discuss her offer from Fox with Johnny. Hey, kiss my ass, Johnny. Screw Johnny. So, but the point is, you know that Jay Leno's going to say to a guy, hey, where else are you going to appear on 3 shows this week? Appear on my show, wait a week or 2, and then go on some other show. I don't care, but if you're going to go, it's going to be mundane. I'm going to announce I have Dana Carvey, Dennis Miller's got Dana Carvey, Arsenio's got Dana Carvey. I want to have you just for the week.
Mm-hmm.
And then go on another show. I don't care. I could buy into that.
Sure.
I think where you ran into trouble was the ratings and the amount of talk shows there are. People were making decisions, hey, I'll just go on the Tonight Show, or maybe I'll just go on Arsenio.
Well, that's why I've never blamed Jay Leno for the demise of the show. I'm just saying I wouldn't talk to Jay Leno, and I don't think he'd talk to me.
What the hell is going on?
I would love to know the rest of the story.
Well, come on, Arsenio doesn't talk to him, and they don't get along anymore, and they were friends. I don't know the situation between he and Johnny. He says it's great, but... Simple fact is, at the end, he never said anything, and Johnny never said anything.
This Jay Leno seems like the nicest guy in the world.
You always told me he was.
Let me tell you something. He went on the Tonight Show. This skunk, Doc Severinsen, and this Ed McMahon. Really,
I know. I saw you. Earning your bones over there.
But I was completely out of my mind when I saw this. I would have said this if I didn't like Jay Leno.
But he said it here first.
Yeah, I did. Those 2 ingrates.
Believe me, they knew you said it here first.
I know. Believe me. But they are 2 ingrates.
You had been scoped at. Did you ever see North by Northwest?
Yes, I have.
Well, you to some extent were the
You're being very
Grant
mysterious.
guy.
You are being very mysterious about all of this.
I'm not.
Some other things have gone down here that we don't know about. Is that true?
Yeah, we don't.
What happened?
We're different type people.
Tell me what happened.
When did he change? In 6 months, all this happened?
Robin, I think that it would be naive not to think that you might see a different side of somebody when you're in direct competition with them.
Oh, I suppose, I guess. I don't know.
Well, do you suppose, or do you not see where that would be?
Absolutely.
We've always been the same. That's why I don't understand.
If you were not competitive
we
with
hate
somebody,
everyone. We hate everybody, so we,
That's right.
If you're not in direct
you never
competition
change.
with him, trust me, until you are, you
Do you
wouldn't
feel
see a
Jay?
different
Do you
side.
feel Jay Leno is panicking? Is that what's happening? And he is
Has he
reacting?
turned an ugly shade of gray because of panic?
Panic?
No, I don't think he's panicking at all. I think he'll probably be on longer than Johnny Carson.
Really?
Yeah, sure.
But you'll never do the show.
And you think Arsenio
I
was
would
less
do it
competitive?
if they had, you know, if
You don't
there's
think
a, there's
Arsenio-
a guest, huh?
You don't think Arsenio says to guests you can't go on certain shows, you can't go on Dennis Miller this week? You don't think he plays that game? I know he does.
I said that earlier. So
He
you're not
plays
telling me.
it.
I said
Arsenio
that to you
plays that
10
game.
minutes ago.
So why would you be against Jay? He's doing the same thing to you.
It's the way he
There's two
played
ways
it.
to do it. You know, Howard, you know, if you haven't heard anything about
I think
the
you're not mad
Tonight
at
Show-
Arsenio because it's more politically correct not to be mad at Arsenio. You'll look like you're a racist if you're. Am I correct? Tell the truth.
That's fine. Well, that's as good a theory as any.
You
All
would
I
look
can
like a
tell you is
racist if you said some bad things about Arsenio.
two people can arrive at the same goal in different ways, and one way can not offend you, and one way you can find offensive.
Well,
wanna
all
know
I can
something?
say in Dennis's behalf is that he's not the only one who's had a falling out with Jay.
Well, a lot of people get you. Listen, a lot of people had a falling out with Johnny Carson. The same reason. We had Robert Wall in the other day. Comes in, he's all upset. I said, "What's the matter, Robert?" He says, "Well, I got my new movie out, and I want to try to book myself on the Tonight Show. And Jay's a very good friend of mine. And I call up and I say, hey, can I be on the show? And they said, no. So I called Jay at home. Billy Crystal says to him, why don't you call Jay at home? Calls Jay at home, and Jay kind of said, you know, I don't know what the problem is. I'll look into it. I'll see what's going on. Maybe there's a problem. So Robert Wall called back and never got on the Tonight Show.
Well, the people called him from the Tonight Show and said, please don't call Jay at home.
Now, I said to Robert Wall, now wait a second. I said to Robert Wall, you're out of line. I said, if Gary, my producer, tells you not to come on the show, don't call me at home and ask me and embarrass me. We don't want you on the show. How many different people do you need to tell you you're not on the show? There's a reason you're not on the show. What, you got to know the reason? You want Jay Leno to say to your face, you're not big enough to be on the show, or I don't like you anymore, or what?
But wait a minute, Howard. You know
I don't
there are
understand it.
times that a host doesn't know things. You are a case in point. Letterman wanted you on that show. The people who booked the show didn't want you on the show.
Let me tell you something. I couldn't give a rat's ass who wants me on his show. If
No,
someone
it's
wants
just
me on
the
the show, let them
point.
pick up and call me. And if they don't, screw them.
No, it's just the point that maybe, I mean, Robert
Wait a second,
had a
wait a second.
perfectly
In alternating moments, you just said, how dare anybody call me, and if they want to, call me.
No, I am saying,
He doesn't make
You're
sense.
not a
David-
loose cannon, you're a Gatling gun, for God's
no, you're not following what I'm saying. If David Letterman wants me on his show,
Yeah.
let him go through all the politics he has to talk to this one and that one, and then let his people book me on the show. Let him call me. If they don't call me, who cares? I'm not going to call David Letterman in his house and ask him why I can't be on.
But if you were a friend of his and you had a product to push.
There are no friends in this business.
Okay.
What
Robert
friend?
thought he was his friend.
Robert is not Jay Leno's friend. Robert's hallucinating. Robert's a guy who meets him on the comedy circuit, and Jay's polite to him. Oh, you call me at home about, we don't want you.
Well, Howard, you
his
just
whole
you just
number.
described my story with Jay Leno. I was
Really?
hallucinating. I met him on the comedy circuit, and he was pleasant. And
So
I
what
missed,
did he do to you? He
I missed the
competed with
point.
you? You mean he went on the Tonight Show and asked certain guests not to go on in the same week, and you're upset about that? How can you be upset about that?
He says that's not it.
There's more to
But
it.
he's not saying what
Howard,
it is.
There's years and years of being friends and then seeing a change in that
What
behavior.
was the change? What did he do? I got to find out what he did. I can't understand why you're mad. Because what, he competed with you? Of course. I have friends who have gone on radio shows opposite me. Mm-hmm. What am I going to do?
I do too, Howard. That's all I can tell you.
Dennis,
it's
what is
more
bothering
personal
you?
than
I don't know about this. I think
publicist thing.
I think you're building up animosity here with Jay, and it's getting blown out of proportion. Mm-hmm. And I don't think you're really mad at him.
Okay. Well, that's your
You
theory.
don't
We
think
don't know.
he's really mad at
we
him.
don't
And there's
know
a
each other
heaviness
that
about
well.
there's a heaviness about you. I see it in you're burdened with this. You seem like a different guy than I knew 3 years ago. You're burdened by this.
I
You
just-
seem upset. You
Jay
seem
and I don't
genuinely-
get along.
You seem genuinely upset.
That's fine. But you have to admit you're the armchairiest of armchair psychiatrists.
Thank you. And I am the armchairiest.
You know, like, just because you say that, I don't know that.
Will you
that
go back on
really
Saturday Night
means-
Live and do the news?
Oh, no, that job.
You would never do that.
Well, that's
Oh,
Kevin's
please.
job.
Kevin,
you don't
Kevin's
want to
dan-
offend him?
No offense to. Oh, you want to offend Kevin? To your
No,
friend?
Lauren's like that. You know, Lauren's very loyal. Once he picks you, he won't.
Really?
Yeah, he wouldn't change that.
Admit you're better at it than Kevin is.
I'm pretty good at that.
You're pretty good at doing the news.
Yeah, I do the news well.
Do you ever watch Kevin do the news on Saturday Night Live?
I watched it a couple times.
What
yeah.
did you think of it?
Once he was real good at it, once he was real bad at it.
What is he so bad about? That he can't actually read the lines, right? He fumfers through the lines. He gets to the joke.
Well, the one night I saw him and it didn't work that well, yeah, he stumbled on a couple jokes. But like I said, the other time he did it, he killed. So, you know, I don't know what his track record was over the year, but the two I saw were split evenly.
My advice to him, he happens to be a talented guy. I say tip his wig to the crowd and let you take over again.
I know, you always advocate the theory that he has a wig. Is he pissed at you?
I don't know. I know my competitor in Cleveland's got a bad wig. Did you see that guy, that press photo, that guy Lanigan?
There's no way that's real hair.
That can't be real hair. Why doesn't he pull his wig off? Let's see what's underneath it. Oh, you never want to compete with me. It's brutal. You think Jay's bad. Jay's nothing. Jay's a pussycat.
You know what you get.
I'll find out anything about you and ruin your life.
I do say we fight
you know
fair
what you
and
get
square.
when you get into
Yeah, we
battle.
fight fair and square, all right. We find out your mortgage. We find out everything and blast it over the radio.
You know what you get with you, though.
What? Honesty.
Well, I'm just saying, if
right,
you
I'm
get
always
into
upfront
battle
about
with you, I just know I would know what was happening.
Let me tell you something.
Please do, Howard.
Don't feel like your career is not over by any stretch of the
I
imagination.
No, I don't
bad
think
at
he
all.
felt bad.
No, I know he's feeling kind of low about this. What you'll do next?
I feel surprisingly okay.
What you're going to do next? I'm going to predict. I'm going to take a break for commercial, but what
But
you
you
will do-
have the job for him.
Right. This isn't Awake. We are going to talk about career. You are going to you're going to do a sitcom next.
Yeah?
Yeah, and you'll do well.
I can't
You'll
act.
do well. You don't have to act. You ever see Alan Thicke?
You know what? We always wondered why you always just wound up as the waiter in the next sketch.
Yeah, Saturday Night Live.
Because I'm one of the few people in this business who is honest enough to admit to a limitation.
Look, you're
I
a real
mean-
good stand-up comic. You can always do that.
Yeah, I think I'll go back to that.
And
for
let
a
me
while.
tell you something. You're good at it.
Well, there's a lot of things I'm finding out about.
I have a
Howard this
sitcom.
morning.
I have a sitcom idea for you.
What is it?
Sitcom. The sitcom is called. Listen to this.
All right.
Jay sucks. Now, hold it. Bear with me. All right. You know what? Let me take a break and I'll tell you all about it. All right. All right. He's not being honest about. You know what?
He's not
mad-
telling us everything.
He's not mad at Jay Leno. I guarantee
Oh, you
he's
think
not.
this is a publicity
I think,
thing?
No, I don't think it's a publicity thing. I think he's built up in his mind this Jay Leno thing, but he's told you everything now why he's mad at Jay Leno.
No, he hasn't.
Yes, he has. He feels that Jay kept certain guests away from his show. That's what I think that's
so
the
you
whole thing.
think that he's saying there's more simply because it sounds ridiculous for him to be upset about this?
I love talking about a guy while he's in the room.
I see. It doesn't even
This is
matter
great.
what we say.
Dennis is sitting here, and we're analyzing if whether or not he's telling the truth.
I knew when I came on here
Yes.
that
You knew you'd be sick of
that
it.
would happen
Right.
because
It always happens.
But I'll tell you what, at least I came on and I'm not.
do not
There are a
think
lot
you're
of
an
guys
a-hole.
who wouldn't come on here right after they didn't have anything else to pitch.
No, let me tell you something. A, I admire you coming on. B, I never thought you were an a-hole, as you say. I thought it was strange that you stopped calling in and saying hi to us.
Well, all I can tell you is I have a different approach to showbiz than a lot of people, and guys like you would kill me for that. But in the long run, if you really look back on it, you'd say, well, it was somewhat normal in his approach to it.
All right,
I
I'll
don't.
tell you what. Let me take a break, and I'll crack the veneer when we get back. There's something going on here. You're not. I want you to.
I'm not going to talk more
yes, you
about
will.
it, Howard,
Oh, yes, you
'cause
will.
He's a friend.
No, you will.
Who's a friend?
Who's a friend?
He's a friend from way back, and I wouldn't bleed our dirty laundry in public. But there's
but you
personal
haven't.
things. It's personal things.
I'll get it.
I-
You'll
I'm
talk.
It's
totally
the same thing with
confused.
Arsenio. You can't.
Arsenio is a nudnik.
No, he isn't. You don't know.
Sure,
him.
I know him. I did his show.
You should get to know him.
I was thrown. You know, I was physically thrown out of the building by a policeman when I did his show.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of that?
What did
It's like
you
a
do?
apartheid. What did I do?
He threatened
I
somebody?
pointed.
on the
I
show.
talked on the show, and I pointed out that Fox was responsible for the death of Edgar Rosenberg.
And he got angry at that.
I was thrown off the show. That's all I will comment.
Hey, I gotta meet
can't
somebody.
talk about it.
I gotta meet somebody at the Carlisle at 10 o'clock for breakfast.
All right. Well, can we do a break here and then at least say our goodbyes?
Yeah, say
All
goodbye.
right. Very good.
But all I can tell you is I find it boring when people talk about everything in their life over the airwaves. Jay
not.
and I had a falling out. I know you don't believe that, but
That's
it
what's
was more
interesting.
than it was more than guess.
Oh, was it face to face?
Was it a face-to-face falling out? Will you tell us that?
No, it atrophied.
It atrophied.
Yeah.
Very cryptic. Dennis Miller, a man who was involved in a show business brouhaha,
A feud.
a feud, if you will.
Hey, believe me, Howard, it hurt me.
Will
at
you
first.
answer yes or no
It hurt me
questions?
at first.
It did.
Yeah, you get
I can
used
see you're
to,
a hurt
you get
man.
used to feeling.
No, I see you're a hurt man.
Oh, no,
You
come
got
on.
a lot of good things in your life.
I'm a man.
You're
I'm a
father
man
now?
at 9:15 in the morning is what I am.
All right, calm down. We're going to take a break.
When have I never come in here and not been low key like this?
right,
Every
we're
time I come in, you go, "You're so low key," and then I'm always low key.
So yeah, I saw you on the Emmys.
Yeah,
That was a good job.
yeah, I had fun.
I thought there was too much quail bashing. I'm not a fan of Vice President Quayle, but I thought it overwhelmed the ceremony.
Well,
I think Murphy Brown is a jackass. I hate her.
Now, what did she do?
I can't stand her. I can't stand anybody whose father is rich.
That's right. I
well,
knew
this is why they gave you the consultant fee, Howard.
Thank you. I will be on the MTV Awards. Did you know that?
What are you gonna do?
With Dana.
What are you
Your
giving
little
out?
buddy Dana Carvey.
What award you giving?
I don't know which one, but I am appearing as Fart Man. The title of my new movie.
I heard that.
I will be flying. There will be pyrotechnics on the stage with me.
Pyrotechnics.
Be flame shooting out of my ass.
Oh, boy.
Wait till you see this. It will be the most talked about appearance ever.
More than Andrew Dice Clay's MTV award?
Yes. I'm not going to use profanity. That's not my style. Well, it is my style, but they've already talked to me about it. I will go on there and razzle-dazzle them.
I like the whole Fart Man thing.
Thank you.
I think it's...
By the time I'm done with Fart Man, Jay will stop speaking to me also.
You know what? you know what you ought to subtitle Adventures of Fart Man? It should be called Adventures of Fart Man, Really Gone with the Wind.
Let me tell you something. I might hire you to write. You might have a job very soon.
Thank you, honey.
Will you do a David Letterman show, or are you at war with him?
Sure.
Oh, you will?
Arsenio, anybody.
Any show.
I just did Whoopi the other
Whoopi,
day.
I was going to say.
Oh, you did the
do
Whoopi. I turned that down.
You're going to do Vicky?
She told me.
You're doing Vicky?
I'd be on Vicky. Who is she?
Remember Vicki Lawrence? She has her own talk show. She really does. You did Whoopi, and she told you that I turned her down?
No.
No.
We didn't
What, do you
talk
think
about
everybody
it.
just talks about you?
That's all I care about.
She only talked about Gary Delabate.
Delabate. That's what we'll do when we come back.
The
I gotta
whole time.
bring in Gary Delabate.
The whole time she kept saying, "What's Gary Delabate really like?"
All right, we'll take a break. Dennis and I were just talking about 1-800-Mattress.
That's what you two were doing in there?
I don't know. Dennis was laying a trip on me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, he's
He's got
What is
something-
1-800-Mattress, Howard?
yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. I
I'll
don't
have
know.
to find out after, I suppose.
1-800-Mattress isn't that beard driving you crazy? Doesn't that itch? I started growing one.
When?
72.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Doesn't it drive you nuts? Doesn't it drive you crazy?
No, it doesn't. It's a beard. Come on, get your Zen together.
Because your
It
wife
comes
likes
out.
it? Your wife likes it?
Yeah, a little bit. She hasn't been able to exactly
Get into
draw a final conclusion yet, but
Right.
at this point she likes it.
it. You'll shave that off.
You know what I did the other night? This is how bored people were at the Emmys. I did the beginning of the show and then I wasn't on for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And because I was to do the end of the show, I went backstage and I had them paste a much longer beard on me.
Yeah.
I came out 2 hours later and didn't say anything about it.
And nobody
noticed.
That's a great joke.
But nobody even, I mean, a couple people laughed, but
Right.
I thought people would. And I thought, boy, this is how somnambulant the crowd is
Oh,
at this
man.
point. Nobody notices. Then the thing was down here, I looked like the Beach Boy who wouldn't come out of his bedroom, and nobody even said anything.
1-800-Mattress is the way to go. Let me tell you why. Wouldn't you want 60% off department store prices?
Why not?
Good damn right.
Do me a favor. Don't use the word somnambulant. Somnambulant on the
Yeah,
air.
don't you use it?
Well, it's a mattress commercial. I thought I'd set that subliminal mood there.
It's too heavy for the audience. It'll blow their mind.
Subliminal is cheese underwater.
That's right.
Okay.
1-800-Mattress is so great. Isn't 1-800-Mattress great?
It is the most wonderful concept.
What's greater? What's greater?
No.
Just think of what kind of new businesses have sprung up in this country lately.
Excuse me. What business can get you a mattress in 2 hours, even on weekends? What a business?
These people are
You're kidding.
innovative.
You're
I'm not
kidding.
No, I'm not. That's amazing.
Talk to me.
Even on weekends and up until midnight weekdays, so you don't have to miss a day of work
And
waiting
guess
for
what? When
delivery.
you call, you get a bedding consultant.
You do.
Tell them what you're looking for, they fix you up.
I
And they
gotta go lay down.
And they have orthopedic pillows, and they have high risers, and they have electric beds, folding kings and more, and water beds, and Sealy Posturepedic, Certa Perfect Sleeper, Swimmers, Booty Rest. 60% cheaper than department store prices. 1-800-MATTRES. Okay. 1-800-321-THIN. Let me just say, Nutrisystem works very well. It really does. You know, you're very thin.
Yeah.
You're lucky that way. I don't know. Do you eat a lot?
When I'm on the mattress that I got from 1-800 Mattress, I
Yeah.
pull out the what is it called?
Nutrisystem. Nutridellabate.
Nutrisystem.
Nutrisystem.
And I kick back, and I don't need to exercise because the Nutrisystem does it all for me.
I am a big fan of Nutrisystem, and I'll tell you why. The reason what's the worst part about dieting? Have you ever had to be on a diet?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
They're passing the knotted cord through the colon.
No, not that. That is bad, I'll admit. But the worst part of being on a diet, to
You
me,
don't mind that part.
I like it. I like to tie little balls to the string. Anyway, let me tell you something. The part that I hate about dieting is always being hungry. Think about it. What if you could be on a diet and not be hungry? You could have all the foods you wanted. You could have the waffles, the pancakes, the pizza, the Parmesan this or whatever. You can have all of that stuff, plus snacks, plus desserts, chocolate pudding, whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Would you care that you were on a diet?
No, I'd love it.
Would it bother you?
I'd love it.
1-800-321-THIN. Please pick up the phone and call that number right now. You know, it's never been a better time to call 1-800-321-THIN. With the price being down like that, you know, they got it at $249. That's pretty good. Nutrisystem. The meals are an additional purchase. The program duration is personalized for your weight loss goal. Please pick up the phone call, 1-800-321-THIN. Individual weight loss various. Cannot be participating centers only. Thank you.
Hey, come on. That meant something to somebody.
Dennis Miller tells me he has to leave. He's meeting an
I'm
individual.
going to go meet John Walsh from ESPN because I'm a big football fan. I'm going to see if I can get on their Sunday night pro football wrap-up show one week
I
because
see.
Chris Berman's my hero.
Is that right? And you will do some of the football analysis?
Yeah, I'm going to try. I'm
Yeah.
a layman, but I like Chris Berman, so I'm going to go up there and try to...
Big football fan. You watch it, but you never played football, did you?
You know what? As I get older, I'm starting to find football a little disturbing, but I guess I grew up in Pittsburgh, and the Pittsburgh Steelers were the kings of the earth in football, so it's stuck in my head.
If you come in here again, which I hope you do, the next time you come in, I really want to talk to you some more about this Jay Leno thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you why. I feel that... I'm going to tell you why. I feel that...
Kreskin, the emotional Kreskin.
No, I'm going to tell you why. I feel that, Robin...
Bend this key in my pocket,
I feel...
Howard.
Dennis laid a whole bunch of stuff on me during the commercial.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. And I won't go into it now.
No, you can go into it about you doing the show, the
He
Tonight
says
Show.
he can't believe that I'm in sync with Jay Leno. I said, I'm not in sync with anybody.
No.
I'm not in sync with Jay Leno. I enjoyed going on the show.
When I saw Howard go off and Jay crawl under that desk, I
Yeah.
was just waiting for Howard to come up and say, "Oh, come on, you knew I was going to say this." That's what I said.
Well,
I thought for sure you'd say that to him.
Well, you know what?
Because you know he knew.
You can't say that.
Well, don't you have a bleep thing here?
Yeah.
You more than anybody. You know you have
Yeah,
a
but
bleep.
don't use dirty words.
Yeah, don't make us use it.
No, I'm saying that when I'm in the middle of an appearance, I do whatever comes to mind. I don't really plan
Oh,
it
so
out.
you're speaking in tongues out there.
No, I'm kind of doing my thing.
Sort of Miles Davis,
I don't plan
Bitches
anything,
Brew
but I don't
thing.
plan anything out. I really don't. I kind of have a general idea of what I want to do, and I just go do it.
Well, I think he knew you were going to say that.
Oh, I told him beforehand I was going to do it.
Yeah.
I said to him,
So when he acts shocked, I just thought you'd call him on.
No, I think he genuinely was shocked. I think it really...
Even after you told him you were going to say it?
I told him that I would not talk about Johnny Carson, which I did not.
Mm-hmm.
And that I would not be... I said, if you're asking me not to talk about Doc and Ed, I can't appear on your show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to appear on it.
So
and I came out and I told him that backstage, I told the audience that backstage Jay had asked me not to talk about Johnny Carson. So I think I was pretty upfront with the audience. But here's my point. It's not that I'm in sync with Jay Leno. It's just that it seemed like a fun idea to go on the Tonight Show.
Well, your
And
shot,
Jay-
it was a great shot for
Yeah,
you,
and I
right?
I don't dislike Jay. I like Jay.
So far, he's still okay with you.
Jay's fine. He's never done anything to me. He's always been very nice. He's always come on
Well,
our
you
show.
know, people do fall out with each other, and that's just a simple fact of
Hey,
life.
nobody falls out with people more than me. I mean, I fall out every day.
We've
with people.
fallen out with you.
Well, I
You've
don't want to
even
fall
fallen
out
with
with
you.
this guy, so I got to say goodbye, because
All
I'm
right.
running late. Where's the Carlisle?
All I'm suggesting is,
What street's the Carlisle? Anybody know?
don't ask Jackie. They don't even let him in there.
I don't
Man.
remember.
Gary,
It's
before
right around here somewhere.
Gary, before Dennis comes in,
Can you
why
ask
don't
Della Baba?
Della Babe
I
to
feel
come
like I'm
in?
doing Jerry Lewis
Gary, come
shtick
in
when I
here.
say his name.
Baba Booey.
Get Della Baba!
Gary, let me say something.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Uh-oh.
You have something to say?
Here we go. What do you have to say?
Dennis who? No,
Yeah.
I just want to say I was wrong.
Hey, you
I
know
was
what?
wrong,
I am
and-
so not hurt by that.
I just want to say that I was wrong. And
Dennis Miller.
I've always been a huge fan of Dennis's.
No,
I'm sure he
but the
doesn't
point
care,
is that you
but
can't
I
expect
really have.
Dennis to remember you, guys.
No. The slant on the
That's
conversation
because
was
you
more.
stick in our mind.
The slant on the conversation was more with our interns, who just didn't feel that he was as usual. I think that sometimes people think the funny guy on stage is the funny guy in the jock.
Well, they work with me, don't they? know I'm not funny.
Am I ever jocular on stage? I've been doing it for 10 years. Has anybody ever seen me
jock?
What am I? The amazing Wid? Come on, I'm a
The next time you come in here, Dennis.
legendary Wid. I love you, Wid. I'm just teasing. I gotta go meet this guy. Bye-bye.
All right, Dennis. Next time you...
He's out of here.
All right. Dennis.
Bye, Dennis.
Next time you come in, you're going to sit down.
And you're
I'm
going to
telling
straighten
you,
him out.
I'm going to straighten you out because you're not straightened out yet.
Okay.
I want you to apologize to Jay.
Good to see you, Jackie.
You need to apologize to the guy. You should apologize. I'm not his champion. You're wrong in this.
Oh, dear.
All right,
He
go
thinks
ahead.
you're on his side.
I'm not on anybody's side. Dennis is out of line. Talk shows all the time say to people, if you're coming on our talk show, we don't want you doing 900 talk shows.
Is that the only reason he's upset?
No, something else happened.
Like Letterman used to say to me, if you're coming on, fine, but if you're doing another show, just...
Oh, Letterman got very upset when you did another show once.
Right. But I said, I'm doing it anyway. If you don't want... So he said, I'm going to wait a couple of months before I have you on. Fine. So who cares? I can't conduct my life worrying about what Letterman thinks of me.
Seemed like there was something more going on. That he
There's
wasn't
nothing more going on. He would have told you if there was more going on. Believe
What
me.
was the stuff he told you off the air?
Started laying this whole trip about how when Jay... I can't believe you're in sync with Jay. And I said, well, I'm not in sync with him. I mean...
What are you now, buds, and you work out routine?
Yeah, I don't have to go. I don't have to go on a show because I'm in sync with a guy. I enjoy Jay. He asked me to come on his program. I thought it was prestigious. Thought it'd be fun, and I went on. And he said, "Well, you know, when he went under the desk, I thought you would call him out on that because that's the phoniest thing I ever saw. Like he knew what you were going to do. Why do you have to hide him?" I said, "Because he genuinely felt embarrassed by it. I assume." Dennis has got something going on there. He's very bitter about the show.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to sort of straighten out his mind a little bit about show business. He's not allowing me to do it.
Well, never.
He's not taking me seriously.
He never takes your advice about anything.
Actually, I listen, I'm sure Arsenio kept guests off of Jay Leno's show and off of Dennis' show. I think a lot of guests didn't want to do Dennis Miller's show because they look at what the two top shows are and they go on those shows.
Well, look, everybody's on at the same time
Right.
of the night by about a half an hour. So you turn on your TV, you see Tom Cruise on The Tonight Show, then you see Tom Cruise on
Arsenio.
Oprah, or, I mean, it gets ridiculous.
It does. And quite frankly, I think as someone who is a guest on talk shows, by limiting the amount of talk shows I go on, I become a more desirable guest.
Quite frankly, I don't think publicists are doing that, but they'd be smart not to have their clients on every show.
Right. What happens if Letterman goes on 11:30? Hey, there's a whole different situation there. But I know when I have a product to promote, like my movie and things like that, I might be more amenable to going on Whoopi Goldberg and all these other shows.
But not in the same week.
I'll do whatever I got to do. All right, we'll be back right after these words. We got to do some news next.